This is Wild About Utah.
Five-needle pines. I love them. It was a stately eastern white pine that introduced me to this tree of the five-needle clan in my early years in Wisconsin and Michigan. I marveled at their majesty, once the dominant pine of north-central and northeastern states, until mostly logged off. Now, about 1% of old growth remain in the U.S. and Canada. Coming west, I was introduced to other members of the five-needle clan, limber pine, whitebark pine, bristlecone pine, and the magnificent western white pine. I found with the exception of the western white pine, the others are often difficult to differentiate without examining the cone. The sneaky limber pine can be found in both mid and high elevations, which is a look-alike, sharing the same space as the others, making a fun three-tree ID game. It is the whitebark pine that has held my interest more than most for various reasons. First, much like the bristlecone pine, it's found in high elevations, which I'm attracted to for stunning alpine meadows and peak bagging. In Utah, that means the Uintas, high plateaus, and Wasatch Mountains, generally found above 10,000 feet. Secondly, whitebark pine has been struggling from a plethora of assaults and has been placed on the threatened species list by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. Populations of whitebark pine are declining throughout most of the species range because of high levels of mortality from an exotic fungal pathogen that causes a disease, white pine blister rust, in five-needle pines, and periodic upsurges of the endemic mountain pine beetle. The absence of fire in some forests has also led to advanced succession of shade-tolerant spruce fir species with subsequent reductions in whitebark pine. Finally, the increased atmosphere warming and associated effects from altered precipitation patterns further threaten to reduce the geographic distribution of this species. As a keystone species, precipitous declines in whitebark pine have cascading effects throughout the ecosystem, primarily because of the subalpine and tree-line positions the species occupies. When forest stands succumb to mortality, few, if any, other species exist to fill the structural and functional roles of the whitebark pine. Notably, whitebark pine presence dampens snowmelt, stabilizes soils, provides cover and birthing habitat, and its seeds are highly nutritious and consumed by a wide array of vertebrate species. For over 30 years, researchers and managers have sought to understand whitebark pine ecology and to devise and implement procedures to reduce population decline and restore these valuable high-elevation ecosystems. Last, many of my favorite critters, including us humans, are dependent on this pine. Grizzlies and black bears feast on the cones, as do Clark's nutcrackers, stellar jays, pine grosbeaks, and a host of small rodents. Many native tribes would harvest the highly nutritional cones, similar to the pinyon pine in food value. This is Jack Green for Bridgerland Audubon Society, and I'm wild about Utah and its vanishing whitebark pines.